Hey everybody, it's Peg, and today I am bringing you a video hop. The description box below will have all the links for you, but I had received a package in the mail from my friend Bea Grobe, and she lives in Sweden, and she sent these packages around to a group of fellow YouTube artists, and what we're doing is creating something using similar items to, see what we can come up with using like items in a video hop. So the first item that I'm working with is a book picture. She finds these antique images in some books, and I actually photocopied that picture and am gluing it down to a piece of cardstock because I want it sturdier than what I started out with. And then I'm going to also adhere some book text. This looks like some kind of cooking instructions or something. And I'm just putting that down in the background. And then you'll notice above the piece that I'm gluing to, there's also a piece of fabric that's had a whole bunch of hearts cut out of it, and I'm going to glue that down and get some texture going on my background. So I'll cut a piece of that off, just take a pair of scissors, trim it out, and glue that down to my piece, and then I will come back with some other texture elements on top. I'm just using some Collage. This is a matte water-resistant glue sealer finish from Aleene's. Inexpensive enough. This is from the designer Tracy Batista, and I like to use it to adhere things that are lightweight. So I'm using that for these layers just to get them adhered down. She also sent these fabrics and what do I want to call those? Decorative strips. And I'm gluing those down also. Not staying the best with this adhesive because it probably needed something a little bit heavier, but that's okay. I'm good with that. And then I'm going to dry that off and apply a coat of gesso, some watered down gesso, just to unify the background. I want to make it a little more cohesive. So, how do I do that? Well, I do that with gesso. So I'm going to dry it down and take care of finishing the background. Now, one of the things that I like to do is put my gesso in one of these clip top jars. It just makes it easier for me to access. I don't know, some people are like me and they have trouble opening jars, and this just makes it easier because I can pop the lid. They're only $1 at places like Michael's, and I just take my DecoArt Media gesso, which is kind of a nice thick gesso, put it into these little pint jars, and it becomes much more manageable for me. Now I'm getting out some Wendy Vecchi embossing paste, and I'm using a Tim Holtz stencil, putting that paste through the stencil to get some texture into the background. And I'll let that dry and then add some more coloration to my project. This Flourish stencil has been in my stash for years. It's one of the very first stencils I collected back when I first started using stencils in my artwork, and I've always loved it. It's taken a lot of abuse over the years, and it still holds up. So I'm thinking about what else I want to add to my background, and I have these metal embellishments. I'm using some hot glue and some E6000 to put those down with. The hot glue is just to hold things in place while the E6000 dries. I also have this chipboard clock part, and I'm just, adding things to add interest to my background. And then I will also use some gesso over that. Then I also am using some coffee archival ink to edge these torn pieces of paper. This was a greeting card that had this lovely flower on it. And then, of course, the lady image that I had already photocopied out of the book. So I'm going to put some chipboard and things on the back of those to lift it off the page, because now I have those dimensional pieces on there. Things cannot go flush on my paper, so I need something to raise those pieces up off the page. And I'm reaching for my 3D gel medium. This is a good adhesive to use if you are putting heavier pieces down. I also have this Daniel Smith gold gesso, and I really love this gold gesso. I'm going to put a little bit of that on some of the elements just to give it a little shimmer, and I'm also going to splatter some of that into my background just by splattering my paintbrush and getting that gold tone into the overall piece. I want to have that shimmer. So I get the floral piece down, and then I'm going to add some inks. These are Jane Davenport inks. I love the colors. They're beautiful. This chartreusey green and this kind of teal tone. So I'm just watering that down and letting it flow around the stenciled paste. And I'm also going to add my focal piece, which is my lady, and some flowers and some, she'd sent me some other, I don't even know what you call them. They're just little sparkly pieces. I'm sure they have some kind of name, but that, they're not quite rhinestones. They're plastic, but they're faceted. And so I'm going to use some of that 3D matte gel to put these pieces down. I have a piece of cardstock and stuff on the back of the lady, and I'm going to use all of my adhesives to put her into place. And then I will glue down some of the other elements that I have to finish off my piece. But I just want to decorate around the edge. She has these gold pieces that were included in the package, and I'm just going to add a few of those, a few flowers, and that will be about it for my collaboration, my mystery envelope collaboration. So be sure and check out the other videos. I'm sure you will enjoy seeing what everyone has created doing this collaboration. And I want to thank Bea for inviting me to be part of this, and my fellow artists that are also cooperating in sharing their art with you. So be sure, if you like this, to give it a thumbs up. You can share and comment, and all those usual things that help YouTube know that you like this and make it available for other people in their feed. So I appreciate you for having been with me today, and for all your kindness. So thanks, and we'll see you again next time. Bye for now.